So, the fateful date of October 11th has already passed, and Japan has fully opened for tourism. All tour requirements are done and gone. I've been paying close attention to tourists entering Japan, and everything seems good for the most part. And along with monitoring the border, I've been paying close attention to all the comments in my videos. I mean, if you can't tell, I literally reply to every comment. Anyways, there have been multiple questions that have been asked several times that have caught my attention. And these are good questions that have not been covered by a lot of YouTube videos so far. Not only that, but these good questions also apply to the majority of people trying to enter Japan, like the specific questions about the vaccines and the MySOS app. So today, I'm going to provide a quick recap of the 3 main border policies that have gone into effect, and then we'll move into the frequently asked questions for each of these policies. By the end of this video, there will be no doubt left in your mind about how to properly prepare to enter Japan. So get your mental notepads ready and let's get started. Okay, to quickly recap, if you're triple vaccinated, you do not need a negative PCR test to enter Japan. However, they must be one of the vaccines that are approved by the World Health Organization emergency use list. If you are unvaccinated, you will need to have a valid negative PCR test completed within 72 hours of your flight to Japan. Pre-made forms are available on Japan's Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare website. However, if you don't use one of the pre-made forms, your test form must show all the information Japan requires, which is located on the same website. As for the visa status, Japan has resumed visa exemptions that previously existed for all 68 countries. Check the list on Japan's website to see if your country is on the list or if there are special conditions. If your country is not on the list, you will still have to apply for a visa, but it will be much easier as it is the same procedure as it was before COVID. Lastly, the MySOS app. With this app, you can upload your vaccine status or PCR test, along with your passport and required info. Once the screen turns blue, you will be pre-approved to enter Japan with no problems. But as in my last video, my statement still holds true, as while the app is still strongly recommended, it is not required. However, it is part of Japan's fast-track entry system and can help expedite your entry into Japan. But Alex, what happens to the people that don't have a phone and can't download the app? Or since it's not required, what happens to those people that don't have the app ready by the time they get to Japan? And what happens to my kids that are unvaccinated? Am I gonna get turned away at the border? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't worry about that, because we're gonna get into the frequently asked questions right now. And to start off, we're gonna address the questions about the vaccines, as that has been the most frequently asked topic. Question 1. What's the policy for children that are too young to receive the vaccine? Alright, so for children that are too young to receive the vaccine, if the parent or guardian is fully vaccinated, then all children that are under 18 years old do not need to be vaccinated or tested. They will share the same status as the parents that are accompanying them. If the parents get through, then they will as well. However, if the parent or guardian is not fully vaccinated, then children 7 and above will also need a negative COVID test to enter. Question 2. Are digital vaccination certificates okay? That answer is a yes, as long as it has all the required information on the certificate, like what institution it came from, name, date of birth, etc. Refer to this document to make sure you have all the right information on your card. Question 3. What if my vaccine certificate doesn't have my middle name like my passport does? Will I be okay? Yes, you'll be fine, as long as you have your first and last name on it. It is clear that at the time when vaccines were initially documented, there was no uniformity behind the process, which resulted in some varying ways of how institutions provided their data. So as long as you have all the information on that page I provided, you'll be okay. Question 4. I am American, and my flimsy white CDC card is the only proof that I have that I'm vaccinated. Is this good enough? The answer is yes. Japan already knows how the United States documented vaccines during the pandemic, so of course they will accept the card. They also accepted mine, so you have first-hand confirmation right there. Question 5. Does the Johnson & Johnson vaccine count as 2 doses? That's a yes. Johnson & Johnson, also known as Janssen, counts as 2 doses. Just get the booster done and you'll have your 3 shots required. Question 6. Do I need to have travel insurance before I arrive in Japan? That answer is no. That was only required during the guided tours back in June. Alright, now that we have addressed the vaccine questions, let's quickly answer the only visa question I've seen so far. Question 7. If I already have a pre-approved multi-entry visa from before COVID, is that still valid? The answer is yes. All visas that were previously issued before the pandemic will be honored once again. Alright, now for the final questions, which are about none other than the MySOS app. Question 8. If MySOS app is not required, what happens to those people that do not have it completed by the time they enter Japan? This is by far one of the biggest questions I had. The answer to this is pretty simple though. The SOS app is part of Japan's fast track system. Its main purpose is to make entry into Japan quick and easy for the typical traveler. And from sources that have already been through this process, thanks for the help, Follow the Sun. The people that had the app completed and approved were in one line, but the people that didn't and had all their documents went in another line. Also, on the subject of the app, I have seen people report on forums that they were able to get into Japan very quickly because of that app. But regardless of whether you decide to use the app or not, never assume that one little app is going to be enough to get you in the country. Always have physical copies of everything required to enter on hand, in case your phone has issues or breaks last minute. Question 9. I filled out the Mysos app, I've let it sit for a few days, but it still hasn't turned blue. That's most likely because Japan's government is prioritizing people that will arrive in Japan sooner than you will. So don't worry too much about that. Your application will get approved before departure as long as you put the right information in. Either way, as I said before, bring your physical documents with you so you can make sure you'll get in. Even if you still have doubts after watching this video, I have a solution that will put all your fears to bed once and for all. If you already haven't noticed behind me, I am not in Japan. Behind me is the beautiful city of Copenhagen in Denmark. And in just a few days, I'll be returning home to Japan. And you better believe I'm going to film my entire process to get back into Japan. So in just a week, you'll have my own first-hand experience of what it's like getting into Japan. So sit tight for that video. In the meantime, if you still have questions, or if you want help for planning your trip to Japan, join our community Discord, where we'll be happy to help you out. Give this video a like to share this information with everyone else, and subscribe for more Japan content. Alright, well, until next time, I'll see you then.